Hello, gorgeous manifestors. How are you, my darlings? How are you? It's been a little while since I've come live because last week I had a lot going on with my non-physical team and my guides. I was doing some work with Fifth Dimension Earth. But this week, I'm coming live to talk to you about letting your higher self steer you. So this is something I've wanted to talk about for a couple of weeks now. And really, this moves beyond inspired actions. So for those of you that have followed me for a while or have followed the teachings of Esther and Jerry Hicks, you will be very familiar with the term inspired actions. And so inspired actions are those light bulb moments, like the moment I had when I had guidance to try becoming a law of attraction coach. They're these light bulb moments that excite you and you're like, awesome, yes, I'm going to try that. And then obviously, as you would have heard me teach over the last 3 years, it's about moving with that inspired action and not letting your ego talk you out of it. But as we continue to expand and evolve here at Mastering the Art of Manifesting, as I continue to bring you the more leading edge insight around manifesting that I am learning through doing lots of close work with Fifth Dimension Earth, actually, it's really about no longer just waiting for the inspired actions. It's about allowing your precious, precious higher self to steer you in every single moment. So your higher self, oh my goodness, they are mighty. They are eternal. They are the ever eternal extension of you, and you are their current physical incarnation here on earth at this time. Your higher self can only ever have one physical incarnation at a time. So for Sarah, I am her current physical incarnation. By allowing her to steer me in every single moment, I can be sure I am always on the right path. And it is the same for each and every one of you watching this. Your higher self is with you the entire time. Now, many of you would have heard me speak about higher selves over the, during lives over the last few months. It's something that I'm teaching now with every single client I work with, whether it be on a one-to-one basis, whether they're going through their awakening, whether it be through the monthly group focuses that I frequently run. Your higher self is the center of all that I teach now. And I've always actually taught this, but I didn't actually know it was my higher self. So when I've talked about following universal guidance over the years, when I talk about following those impulses and those inspired actions that you get from the universe, it's actually coming through your higher self. And so what I want to do is this Friday is to come live at 1 p.m. BST and do a higher self connection practice. Now, those of you that have worked with me for a while, those of you that are in the manifesting membership, you have been working with your higher selves for a while. But actually, what I've been really guided to do is come on and do a wide-reaching higher self connection practice, which I will do live, which you can do time and time again. And what this is going to do is, for those of you that aren't yet consciously working with your higher selves, this is, if you allow it to be, this is going to be the start of you opening up to so much more wonder. For your higher self, they are you, you are them. They know how you feel in every single moment. They know what is best for you in every single moment. For those of you that are going through your awakenings, they are going to lead you step by step to what it is that you need to release to help you to release the low stored vibration. They will tell you when to take the afternoon off, when actually your head is telling you you need to be doing lots of hard work. They are going to be guiding you sometimes to face into and deal with things that you're putting off, only because they want you to free up the energy around it. So they are literally steering you in every single moment. But so many, less so probably for you guys, but for so many people, they're ignoring the guidance of their higher selves because they don't actually understand that they have a higher self. Remember, this is leading edge insight. But also, what's quite common is a lack of trust, actually, a trust of following the guidance from your higher self over what your head has been trained to do. But actually, when we let our thoughts interfere with the guidance that we're receiving from our higher self, we're just making things harder for ourselves. And so today's live is to, for those of you that are already working closely with your higher selves, continue to allow them to steer you in every single moment. So for example, I have a list of things to do today, but actually I was really guided between my call that I've just finished now and moving on to the next things that Sarah guides me to do. I was guided to come on and do this live. After I've done this live, I'm gonna be guided by what she wants me to do next. And this is why my to-do list is very different to what it used to look like when I worked in PR. When I worked in PR, it was very much a case of firefighting, having to do things with an energy of real stress and urgency behind them. But actually, when you allow your higher self to steer you, you by default feel more balanced. You feel more aligned. You feel more flowy. In fact, if you are watching this and you are feeling out of alignment at the minute, the first thing is actually, what does your higher self want you to do? What is he or she leading you to do? Okay, so really feel into this, because your higher self is your best friend. They are infinite intelligence. They are able to work on all of the experience and insight that they have gained through all of their hundreds, if not thousands, of previous physical incarnations prior to you. They know what you have asked for in your soul contract. They are the gateway to your soul contract. For those of you going through the releasing process, you will know that once you've moved through the awakening line, everything in your soul contract basically becomes a done deal. It opens up to you. So they have the roadmap. They have the roadmap. So allow yourself to be steered by them in every moment. And I'm being specifically told to phrase it this way: don't just wait for the inspired actions to move. Allow them to steer you in each moment. So actually, for those of you watching this, whether it's live or on replay, what is it your higher self is guiding you to do next? Is there something nagging you in your soul, not in your head, in your, your soul area, your solar plexus area? Is there something they're really guiding you to do, but you've been putting it off a bit? Know that if they're guiding you to do it, in the doing of it, you're going to free up your vibration and things are going to shift for you to help with your manifesting flow. Are they guiding you to do, what feels good to you? Actually, a lot of the time, it's just actually what feels good to you next. If I look on my to-do list, I know the next thing that feels really yummy to me is to do some website updates. But I've actually had a sense that I need to do the website updates for 1 or 2 weeks, but actually today it feels good. It's going to make me feel yummy. So what feels yummy to you next? What are you feeling steered towards from your higher self? Okay, and this is really similar to the free fall philosophy, if you like, from the Believe book. So obviously, as a Believe accredited practitioner, I live and breathe everything that's in that book, and free fall is one of those things, literally free falling in the moment. And actually allowing yourself to let go of the routine is something that feels so scary for so many. I get it. I used to have a life that was run by routine, but now I try, and where I can, obviously we all have lives, we all have things that we have to do, but where I can around that, I try and just allow Sarah to steer me in each moment. Even like things around eating, what is your higher self steering you to eat? Or when you're getting dressed in the morning, what is your higher self steering you to put on? And the more you tune to them, the more you're going to start receiving them, and the more of this wonder that opens up. So Sarah's literally telling me now to drink some water, so I'm going to do that. They're literally going to steer you in every single moment if you allow it. And so I guess the overarching message for today is, don't just wait for the inspired actions, because actually the more you allow yourself to be led in every single moment, the more easily the perfect inspired actions come through to you. And actually the inspired actions become a norm. You're no longer just waiting for these light bulb moments. You're just like, you're in a continual flow where like the next inspired action comes through, and then the next inspired action comes through, and everything starts to flow. So allow yourselves, even if you just try it for this week, because it does take some practice, so don't be hard on yourself. Yeah, it can feel scary to start with, to literally say, really, I allow myself to let go of the to-do list where I can. I allow myself to trust what I'm being led to, what I'm feeling guided towards, rather than letting my head run things for me. It can feel scary to begin with, so it takes some practice. I still have to sometimes catch myself now. If I'm having a busy day, I can catch myself still getting into the sense of I need to plow through things, and it's actually like, no, wait, this is making it way more harder than I need to. Sarah, what is it you're guiding me to do next? And very often when I'm in those headspaces, she's actually guiding me to do something completely different from my to-do list. She's guiding me to go completely away from it and go out for a walk, or take the afternoon off, or to like drive to the beach, like to set off to drive to the beach at 5:30 in the morning to watch the sunrise, which is something I did a couple of weeks ago because she was guiding me to do it. So feel into them, feel into what they're guiding you to do. And as always, darlings, don't dismiss it, because in the dismissing it, you're stopping the receiving from your higher selves. Receiving from your higher self doesn't have to be these massive moments where you see massive visions or hear massive things, because also incidentally, we all receive from our higher selves differently anyway. So not all of you are going to hear your higher self or see big visuals. We all receive differently in the way that's perfect for us. But feel into the subtleties. The more tuned you get to your higher selves, the more you allow them to steer you, the more subtly and cognitively you're able to receive them. And this really is the secret to alignment. It is the secret to manifesting. Follow the manifesting breadcrumb trail, i.e. follow what your higher self is leading to you, work with them. This opens up everything for you. And this is about making this mainstream now. It shouldn't be weird to talk about your higher self. It should be normal. And what I love now so much, having worked with my higher self for over a year and a half now, is that the ripple effects that are starting to take place. And it's not just amongst those of you that follow my work here at Mastering the Art of Manifesting, it's amongst my friends, my family, for example, wanting to know who their higher self is, what their higher self is called. Those of my friends that before would have been a bit like, that feels a bit weird, actually being like, hang on, there's truth in this, because as I speak to you, you're going to feel the truth in these words. The truth is we all have a higher self, and it's time to remember this now and to demystify this. And this guidance that we would have received in the past, this universal guidance, this kind of knowing, it comes from your higher self. And so love them. Let them be your best friend. Literally feel them moving through the day with you. Sarah is right here with me now. Your higher self is right here with you as you're watching this and listening to these words. Again, I'm being guided to say, recognize if you're listening to these words, it's not by chance. Another thing that I have absolutely come to know to be true since moving through my awakening is that nothing is ever by chance. If you're listening to this, it's because your higher self wants you to hear something in it. There's something that's going to help you, because they're always here and are helping you. So allow your higher self to steer you. That is literally it. From here on in, if you want to continue to open up to the wonder of the multiverse, continue to become a proficient manifesting master, allow yourself to be steered in as many moments as you can. And as mentioned at the beginning of this live, I will be coming on Friday at 1 p.m. BST to do a higher self connection practice. So for those of you that have been connecting to your higher self for a while, but you want to do it in a bigger energy setup where there's lots of us doing it together in different parts of the world, that will be amazing for you. If you can't tune in live but you want to watch it on catch up, that is absolutely fine too. For some of you, it's going to be the first time you've connected to your higher self, and so Sarah, the team, and I are going to lead you through this with so much love, because this opens up so much magic. It really does. And it's time to demystify this now. It's time to make this mainstream, because it will over time become mainstream. You guys are ahead of the curve, which is really exciting and magical. But again, not by chance. You're meant to be here, because each and every one of you listening to this, whether it's live or on replay, are here to spread your very own ripples, okay? We are at the forefront of the lead here. So feel the truth of these words. Know that the team and I love you so, so, so much. We can't wait to come live on Friday with the Higher Self Connection practice. But in the meantime, allow yourself to be led. Feels good in each moment. Allow yourself to be led by those nudges your higher self is giving to you. Allow yourself to feel them. Be patient. Allow yourself to enjoy it, but continue to feel and be led, and feel how things start to loosen up for you and how your manifestations start to come in more quickly, more easily, how your days feel more flowy, how you feel more like a vibrational master. Allow the magic of this to start to or continue to unfold for you. Okay, my darlings, we love you so, so, so much, and we can't wait to see you on Friday. Mwah. Take care.